So now moving to our next submitter, Michael Reynolds from Roimata Food Commons. Good morning, Michael. Thanks for joining us to make your submission today.
Ata mārie, everyone. Privilege and honour to be here. Really appreciate your time and making yourselves available to listen to community. The new COVID-19 challenge we are still dealing with continues to bring up a lot for me around how we build resilience into our communities. Community level resilience is a complex and ever-changing beast, but I feel there are some opportunities for easy wins alongside opportunities for multi-generational projects. It is only when communities feel connected and have access to their basic human needs at the absolute minimum that a community can step into a future that builds their identity. An identity that reflects their shared values and wisdom, as well as being able to navigate challenging times in a way that leaves no man, woman, or child behind. I believe it was Gandhi who said the true measure of any society can be found in how it treats its most vulnerable members. For communities to flourish, every single member needs access to bumping points to meet, for access to healthy activities, beautiful spaces, green outdoor parks, and gardens. I've been really interested in conversations that I am both an active part of and ones that I am witnessing with some separation, particularly online, around food resilience. One of the biggest things that is coming out of this time is that we are experiencing is that in times of disruption, inequality is amplified. Those that have privilege have access. Those that don't. The population of Otatahi is more food insecure than we realise. The number of emergency food parcels has increased markedly over the last 3 years, reaching over 1 million in Aotearoa in 2019. We are already over 700,000 from January through to May this year. And this only measures those in our communities who actually ask for help. Collectively, we spend a lot of time and energy thinking and talking about access to food over the last 2 months. The missing bit for me is not if the supermarket is open or not. It is more about how affordable, accessible food is for everyone in our city, especially healthy, locally grown food. I believe we can do much better. The current food system is letting people down. Many of our most vulnerable citizens are slipping through the support systems that are struggling to keep up. There are two things that I think we can do better here. Firstly, we need to make it a lot easier for community groups to grow food in public spaces. I know not all public land should be for food production, nor is all public land suitable. However, for a project such as Roimata Food Commons, there is a stated desire by our group to produce as much free, nourishing food with our community as we can. There is also a building practice of vulnerable local citizens using it as a vital source of nourishment. Many times during the COVID experience, when I was down in the park maintaining the space, people were coming to me saying, I've got no money left for food this week. What is there available? And I don't think that's acceptable. There should be more flexibility to respond to what the community needs over time. Allow the community groups that have the capacity and passion to be responsive to their communities and empower them to act. Secondly, we need to value leadership in our communities more than we currently do. The not-for-profit community development support sector has been struggling with resourcing leadership capacity for a long time. The current focus on funding projects creates a situation where community leaders need to keep creating more projects in order to attract the financial resource to support them and their whānau. We are asking people to give more and more of themselves just to keep their heads above water. Social entrepreneurialism will not solve this issue. It is a commercialisation of community development. It distracts our community leaders from their core purpose, having to run businesses instead of holding space for support and care of their communities. Living with a virtue of service requires trust, care and faith to support it. Social entrepreneurship will not encourage the cultural and social transformation we so desperately need. Showing trust and faith in the leaders in our communities will be a moment of transformation in itself. In summary, this is what I ask to be considered as part of the CCC annual plan. 1. I wholeheartedly ask for the Christchurch City Council to be the inspirational leader that our people need, by supporting those in our communities that willingly commit to serving their fellow citizens to live a full and nourished life, by enabling and empowering community groups to live into their passions and dreams.
Now we are at the end of the 5 minutes set aside, so if I could ask you just to wrap up quickly. Thank you.
We want to do more, and we don't feel empowered to do it. And there are community leaders all over our city that want to do more. There are people in our communities that are not leaders yet that want to do something. And it is so, so hard. It needs to be easier, so much easier.
Understood. Thank you very much indeed for the submission. If you wanted the written notes that you've had distributed among councillors, our staff will be able to arrange that.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.